Olivia panicked when her cat could barely breathe and walk, so Olivia immediately took action and decided to take it to the vet. The vet ran some tests, but when the vet looked closely at her, he noticed something shocking. The veterinarian immediately shouted, "Call the police now!" to the assistant, and Olivia began to freak out. What on earth was wrong with her beloved cat? Welcome to Wonderbot Animals. Olivia stood in disbelief, her eyes fixed on the strange spectacle unfolding before her. People walked into the vet room and came out as if they had seen a ghost. She was desperately searching for an explanation, desperate to unravel the mystery that gripped everyone. As another assistant approached the room, Olivia's grip on her arm tightened in an urgent voice. "I need to be with my cat! Give me an explanation now!" Curiosity burned within her, forcing her to discover the truth behind the mysterious happenings in the vet room. The assistant empathized with Olivia's distress and desire for answers. She placed a comforting hand on her arm and calmly responded, "I understand your concern. Truly, I do. At the moment, I lack information, but rest assured I will update you as soon as I gather more details from the vet." Olivia found the assistant's response unsatisfying. "Why can't I enter the room with the vet?" she questioned, perplexed. Memories of past visits flashed through her mind, where she and her cat had been together in the vet practice room without trouble. The sudden change in protocol ignited her curiosity even more. The assistant's response remained consistent. "I apologize for the situation, but my hands are tied. We must wait for the vet to give us more information," she reiterated. Olivia reluctantly nodded, realizing her limited influence over the circumstances. Curiosity gnawed at her, intensifying the need for answers beyond her control. Olivia sat in the waiting room, her heart heavy with worry as she anxiously awaited news about her beloved cat. Thoughts of worst-case scenarios flooded her mind, causing her eyes to well up with tears. The weight of uncertainty became unbearable, and she finally let the tears flow freely, releasing her pent-up emotions. Amidst her thoughts, Olivia made a bold decision. Determined to find answers, she resolved to take matters into her own hands. Quietly and resolute, she devised a plan to sneak into the room, desperate to ensure her cat's well-being and ease her own worries with a gentle touch. She looked around her to see if no one was looking. Filled with determination, Olivia rose from her seat and stealthily approached the door of the veterinarian's practice. It was the place where pets were examined and sometimes operated upon. Curiosity consumed her as she wondered what secrets lay beyond that door, waiting to be unveiled. As Olivia approached the door, her heart pounding, a sudden noise echoed down the hallway. "Shit," she thought. Panic surged within her. Swiftly, she darted into a nearby closet, concealing herself to avoid being caught by the staff. Curiosity mingled with fear, intensifying the suspense of what was about to unfold. With bated breath, Olivia patiently waited for the veterinary staff to pass by the closet. As soon as the coast was clear, she emerged and hastened toward the room's entrance. The doors beckoned in the distance, drawing her closer to the unknown secrets that lay within. Curiosity fueled her determination. As she approached the room, a peculiar sensation washed over Olivia. A mix of hope and uncertainty swirled within her. She desperately yearned for her cat's well-being, yet deep down, doubts lingered. What if she made a mistake? Curiosity and apprehension intertwined, driving her to uncover the truth that awaited inside. With curiosity consuming her, Olivia yearned to catch a glimpse of her cat through the door. Regrettably, her view was obstructed by something. Determined to gain a better vantage point, she braced herself, took a deep breath, and slowly opened the door, revealing what lay beyond. Suspense hung in the air. Olivia's heart skipped a beat as she came face to face with the vet, startling her to the core. Caught off guard, she stammered, I just needed to check on my cat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude." Curiosity mingled with fear as she awaited the vet's response, desperate for an explanation. With unwavering determination, Olivia voiced her heartfelt plea, emphasizing the significance of her cat. "He means everything to me. I need to know if he's all right. Please, tell me what's wrong. I deserve to know." Curiosity burned within her, urging the vet to reveal the truth and put her worries to rest. The vet looked at her and paused. He was clearly thinking of his response. Finally, he spoke. "I'm sorry, but you can't be here. No one other than me and my staff is allowed to be in the same room as your cat. More than that, I can't say. You just need to be patient and wait." The vet's response left Olivia perplexed and even more curious. "Why can't you give me the information?" she pleaded. The vet was about to answer when one of his assistants interrupted them rudely. "You have to see this," she said as she showed the vet something concealed in a binder. The vet's eyes welled up with tears. "Call the police! Now!" The vet ordered his assistant, wiping away his tears swiftly. The weight of his words sank in as Olivia listened to those words, raising questions about the mysterious circumstances surrounding her cat's condition. What did the vet see in that binder? And why made it him so emotional? Olivia's mind spun with disbelief at the vet's unexpected mention of the police. Confusion and curiosity mingled as she questioned the connection between her cat's illness and law enforcement. "What is happening here? I demand clear answers. Right now, why won't anyone tell me?" Determination fueled her quest for the truth. But the vet's lips were sealed tight under the pressure of the police, leaving Olivia frustrated in her pursuit of answers. Despite her efforts, he refused to reveal anything that could jeopardize his job. Instead, he suggested seeking answers from the police themselves. This ordeal got stranger by the minute. With a resolute mind, Olivia eventually chose to head to the police station, believing it to be the best course of action as she wasn't getting anywhere at the vet. Curiosity propelled her forward, hopeful that the authorities held the key to unraveling the mystery surrounding her cat's condition. Anticipation filled each step she took. Sitting behind the wheel, sadness washed over Olivia as she contemplated her cat's ordeal. He was used to the comfort of home, but now found himself in unfamiliar surroundings with strangers. She hoped and prayed for his well-being, longing for everything to turn out all right. Curiosity mingled with concern as she drove onward. Olivia quickly parked her car in the police station's parking lot, eager to find answers. With a sense of urgency, she swiftly exited the vehicle and walked purposefully toward the police station. Curiosity burned within her, driving her forward into the realm of law enforcement. What will she find out? Upon entering the police station, Olivia immediately sensed a heightened atmosphere of urgency. Officers bustled through the hallways, their movements conveying a sense of importance. Curiosity gripped her as she wondered what event or situation could be unfolding, intensifying her desire for answers. But she quickly focused on her own problems. She needed answers. Approaching the desk where two officers sat, Olivia wasted no time in sharing her predicament. After explaining the situation, she looked at the officers with big eyes. She hoped they could shed light on the mysterious circumstances surrounding her cat. As the police officers began to respond, an unexpected revelation unfolded, leaving Olivia brimming with curiosity and anticipation. With smiles on their faces, the officers questioned Olivia about the legitimacy of her ownership. Anger swelled within her as she couldn't comprehend why they would doubt her. After explaining everything, that is what they ask of her? Frustration mounting, she pleaded. "Just give me the information. I need to know, now!" Little did Olivia know that her anger would backfire. The police officers, unimpressed with her attitude, insisted on a crucial demand. They demanded that she identify herself first. Little did she realize that this request would set in motion a series of events that would test her resolve and reveal secrets she never expected. As Olivia reached into her purse, she suddenly realized her wallet wasn't there. Her cat's heavy breathing prompted her to take quick action this morning and rush to the vet. In a frenzy, her attention slipped and she forgot her wallet on the dresser in the hallway. This did not suit her at the moment. In a desperate attempt at forgiveness, Olivia apologized, longing for the police officers to let her go with a warning. But to her, upset, they weren't impressed, and forgiveness failed to happen. Olivia had no choice but to retrieve her passport and wallet from home. So she hurried back to her car. With a feeling of urgency coursing through her veins, she hurried to the parking lot. The longer she was away, the longer her cat had to be alone at the vet. Adrenaline fueled her every step as she began her swift journey. All she could think about was her cat and how scared she would probably be now. As she turned onto the road, an uneasy feeling crept up on her, a grim suspicion that she was being followed. A slight shiver ran down her spine, but she dismissed it as paranoia. Why would anyone follow her? Olivia just said to herself, "This can't be true. This can't be true." Curiosity and caution drove Olivia to turn into unfamiliar streets, determined to find out if the car behind her was pursuing her. She had never been in such a situation before and worried about what she should do. Its presence had troubled her for some time, suggesting she was being followed. She needed to double-check this to be sure. Determined and full of adrenaline, Olivia accelerated, quickly maneuvering down a side street and then down another. The thrilling feeling of a chase overwhelmed her as if she had entered an action-packed movie scene. She breathed heavily as she slowly looked into her rearview mirror to see if the car was still there. When Olivia glanced into her car mirror, her heart skipped a beat. To her surprise, the persistent car was still following her. The realization sent shivers down her spine and evoked a mixture of fear and bewilderment. Why were they following her? And more importantly, what will happen to her? Desperation consumed Olivia as she pressed the gas pedal, desperate to stay ahead of the relentless car. But her efforts were in vain as the pursuer gained ground every moment. A feeling of helplessness enveloped her. With fewer and fewer options, the question echoed in her mind. What could she do to escape? Olivia decided to stop at the side of the road. When the car finally approached, Olivia's heart raced and threatened to burst out of her chest. The agony she experienced was unheard of, but a glimmer of relief broke the fear as she recognized the person behind the wheel. What was their connection? As the car approached, Olivia's concern turned to stunned relief. It was none other than Charles, her veterinarian, who had examined her cat earlier today. While the familiar face lessened her worries, confusion gripped her. Why was her veterinarian following her? He had her number, so why didn't he just call her? Olivia smiled slightly as Charles approached her car, but her smile soon faded away. The seriousness of Charles's face made Olivia cringe. Curious, she ventured to ask what was going on. Words escaped Charles for a moment until he finally said, "Please, brace yourself. What I'm about to reveal will not please you." Consumed by curiosity, Olivia longed to unravel the mystery. Charles recounted his concerns, police suspicions, potential danger lurking. Although he had few details to tell, he had overheard a disturbing conversation between 3 officers outside of the veterinarian clinic. And what they were mentioning wasn't great, to say the least. As Charles overheard the conversation, fragments of words echoed in his ears. "Get rid of her!" Although not literal, they indicated a chilling intent. The repetition of Olivia's name reinforced his unease. This was a matter Charles could simply not ignore, and so he decided to track Olivia down and tell her in person. Fear gripped Olivia as Charles relayed the disturbing message. Before she could ask any more questions about the further course of events, an anonymous phone call broke the silence. Curiosity mixed with fear washed over her as she considered answering. What awaited her on the other end of the line? An air of coincidence hung heavy as Olivia hesitated to answer the phone. Yet Charles urged her to do so, seeing an opportunity for crucial information. With a mixture of unease and curiosity, Olivia agreed and brought the phone to her ear, ready to unlock the secrets that awaited her. A chilling voice sounded through the phone, sending chills down Olivia and Charles's spines. "Olivia, you must come to me. Your life is at stake, and only I can protect you, the voice declared. Charles urged Olivia to ask about the caller's identity and the reason for the anonymous call. Nervously, Olivia followed his advice. The voice became increasingly edgy, with a hint of anger. You don't need to know. Your safety is of primary importance. Where are you? Tell me. Charles discreetly signaled Olivia to end the conversation as fast as she could. Without hesitation, she obeyed and disconnected the unknown caller with trembling fingers. In that moment of shared shock, Charles and Olivia exchanged bewildered glances. The situation had become bizarre. Sensing a connection to her cat, Olivia turned to Charles, the man who had examined her feline companion, and asked what could be going on. If anyone knew, it had to be him. Charles's silence spoke volumes, his eyes searching for the right words. Olivia's gaze sharpened. She saw that Charles was withholding crucial information. Determinedly, she pressed for answers. Her demand hung in the air. What hidden truths would be revealed, and how would they affect Olivia's understanding of the baffling situation she was in? Charles hesitated, his words carefully chosen. Uncertainty about the test results made it unwise to divulge the information at that time. The police had taken the results, making it impossible for him to verify their authenticity. He urged Olivia to settle the matter first, for the truth could change their world. Olivia sensed that further urging Charles would yield no answers. It almost looked like he was protecting something. Frustration gnawed at her, but she knew she had to chart a new course. But which one? The burning question echoed through her mind. What is her next move? Charles suggested a visit to Olivia's home because he wanted to explore certain aspects that could shed light on his assumptions about the test results. Intrigued by the possibility of finding answers in her own home, Olivia agreed to it, and they both drove to Olivia's house separately. What could be there? Olivia's disbelief rose as she navigated the road, caught in a swirl of events. The calm of the morning fell away, and her existence turned into an unexpected, action-packed story. She would almost think this was all a dream, but unfortunately, this was not the case. After 15 minutes of driving, they finally reached her house. With foresight, Olivia decided to get her passport, anticipating the possible need for it. She relayed this to Charles so he would be prepared if the situation were to unfold. While Olivia picked up the crucial document from her room, Charles set out to investigate and unravel the puzzling web that tangled them. As Olivia rummaged through her closets in search of her passport, she froze when a hand abruptly covered her mouth. Fear gripped her until she saw it was Charles. Why would he do such a thing? Did he have evil intentions, or was there a purpose behind this disturbing act? Charles gently soothed Olivia, his voice only whispering near her ear. As she fell silent, faint sounds of people from downstairs reached their ears. Olivia's heart raced and fear struck. They decided to hide behind the bed until they were gone. Who were these people invading her home, and what intentions lay behind their presence? As Charles and Olivia strained to listen as best as they could, the commotion downstairs increased, a rage of furniture being knocked over in search of something. Then, a victorious outburst echoed, "Yes, we got it! Now let's get out of here fast!" What had they found? And where were they going next? With bated breath, Charles and Olivia were descending the stairs, their anticipation growing. Olivia's living room lay in ruins, a disturbing sight. What had they discovered in the chaos? Even Olivia did not know what they were looking for. Yet Charles harbored a hunch, hinting at a truth that remained seductively out of reach. While Charles clung to his assumption, he could not reveal its nature to Olivia. Frustration crept into her and fueled her irritation. She longed for answers, especially since her safety was at stake. Finally, Charles relented, realizing it was time to reveal a crucial truth that would change their understanding of the situation. The unspoken words weighed heavily on Charles and stifled his ability to put the truth into words. Instead, he suggested a visit to the police station, implying that there lay the answers Olivia sought. Curiosity gnawed at Olivia as she agreed, heading off on a journey that might reveal everything that was going on. As she entered the police station, Olivia scanned the area, looking for the two officers who had earlier demanded her identification. To her surprise, they were nowhere to be seen. Just as confusion set in, another officer approached and called her name. "Olivia? I'm Officer Henry. Sorry for the inconvenience." Officer Henry explained that the two officers from before were wrong to let her stress about a passport with her cat being in such a condition. The police officer's unexpected apology for the incident with her passport piqued Olivia's curiosity. Confused by the mention of her cat, she wondered why they wanted to discuss her feline companion instead. Relieved by the agent's trustworthy attitude, Olivia cautiously entered the room where two other agents were waiting. The mystery surrounding her cat's well-being hung in the air and reinforced her curiosity. Full of anticipation, Olivia prepared to finally find out the truth about her beloved feline companion's mysterious condition. The police officer handed Olivia a contract, which stated that the information about her cat was to remain confidential. Intrigued by the need for secrecy, Olivia's curiosity was piqued yet again. She hesitated for a moment, but then resolutely signed the contract, curious about the hidden details that awaited her. After the contract was signed and processed, the officer returned to the room and sat down opposite Olivia. He paused for a second before explaining the situation. "I'm sorry, but your cat had a severe reaction to something inside your house." Olivia frowned. What could set off such a reaction? The officer continued. "We weren't sure what could give such a reaction, but we knew it would be something illegal and dangerous. After receiving the search warrant, we went inside your home and quickly found the source of your cat's reaction." Olivia listened with anticipation. What could this source be? "Soon after we started searching your living room, we found a branch underneath your couch. The branch came from a special kind of tree that is only allowed to be grown in certain areas because of its poisonous nature. Your cat must have found it somewhere and taken it home to play with." Olivia couldn't believe what she was hearing. She had never heard of such a tree before. "But where could my cat find such a tree?" she worriedly asked. She feared this would happen all over again. "We searched the area and found one of your neighbors was illegally growing a bunch of those trees," the officer responded. "We dug out all of the trees and fined the neighbor. This will not happen again, I promise," the officer assured Olivia. This was all a lot to take in. Suddenly, she feared for her cat's health. "Is my cat poisoned? Will he be all right?" Fear and anxiety filled Olivia's mind as she slowly started to panic. "I'm sorry, but I don't know. I have to check with the vet to be sure. 1 second." The officer quickly got up and left the room. Olive sat with her head resting in her hands. She had no idea what she would do if she were to lose her cat over something her neighbor did. It would be heartbreaking. Soon after, the officer returned. He looked happy, which immediately calmed Olivia down. "And?" she hopefully asked. "I talked to the vet, and your cat will make a full recovery. He has to stay at the veterinarian's clinic for a few more hours, but after that, he will be cleared to go home." Olivia listened with relief to the police officer's reassuring words. Her heart had been filled with worry for her beloved cat throughout the whole day, and now she could finally exhale. Eager to be reunited, Olivia anxiously awaited the moment when her feline companion would be brought back into her arms. A few hours later, Olivia got a call from Charles informing her about her cat's recovery. He was ready to be picked up, which came at a perfect time, as Olivia had just finished cleaning up the mess the police had left behind. So she raced to the vet and picked up her cat. Finally, back in the comfort of her own home, Olivia slumped into the couch, holding her cat in her arms. The stress and tension of past events melted away as she showered her furry friend with affectionate hugs. Grateful for their safe reunion, Olivia enjoyed the serenity of the moment and cherished the simple joy of being home with her beloved companion.